Hello everyone, I hope you're all well by God's grace. I also hope that by now you're well prepared for your English exam, and this is just for revision's sake, as you know that the new pattern has been introduced. So in case anyone of you has any doubts, so this is to help you out with that. Okay, so let's start with section A. The first question here is read the extract from the poem and answer the questions that follow. So as you can see, this is from your poetry section. It is similar to the previous questions which you used to get, but the only difference is that in this you get multiple choice, and so it is kind of easy. Now, considering this question, if you go through this, it's very simple. You just have to go through the lines. Now, the first part is this poem is written in the which person. Okay, so you can read the lines when you, from you know that this is second person. Okay, if it was I, then it would have been first person, but this is second person. Okay, then part 2. In line 2, the word book refers to. Now, some of you might be confused between a diary or memories, but let me tell you, it wasn't a diary he was talking about, because if it is mentioned clearly that it has to be a book. So if it is mentioned that a book of poems he wrote, then it is the correct answer. Otherwise, in the given situation, memories is the correct option. Next, the poem is addressed to. C part is the correct answer. A young woman the poet loved. Next, the theme of the poem is unrequited love, right? Now, unrequited is not specified over here, but love is the answer. Last question. What does the poet mean by pilgrim soul? Okay, so this is in the glossary of your poem, and this means pure heart. Okay, so as you can see, these are very easy questions, nothing to worry about. This will easily, like, you can score 5 marks in this question. Now I'll attempt another one passage with you just to make it more clearer. Now in this one, this is from your poem. From I explain a few things. Now the first question is, how did the bandits come and who supported them? Now the trick to this is finding the keyword. यहाँ पे come mentioned है, तो आप अपने passage में देखिए came जहाँ पे लिखा है came through the sky, so that's your answer. The bandits came from the through the sky. Now who supported them? So you have to mention that Duchesses supported them, and Black Friars supported them. Signet rings refers to the people in power or the king. Okay, so they were supported by the king, the Duchesses, and the Black Friars. Blessings. Okay. Now next is, whom did they kill? It is clearly mentioned in the 4th line that they came to slaughter children. So the answer is they killed the children. Next, third part is, thugs came through the sky to dash children. So easy. Again, slaughter or kill. Fourth, there is a rhyme scheme in the poem. Now to check this, you can go to the lines and read the last words. Moors, duchesses, blessing, children, 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 easily. So you see that there is no rhyming. So obviously this is false. There is no rhyme scheme in the poem. Now last one is, through the streets dash. You have to choose one correct answer. So this is clearly given in the 5th line of your passage, and it is, the blood of children flowed. Coming to your question number 2, in this also you've been given a passage, and it is an unseen passage obviously, so you go very carefully through the passage and then you have to answer the questions towards the end. Now the first is, infer one reason for the following based on information in the paragraph. Reducing traffic congestion is not easy because. Now this might have confused few of you, but if you go through the first few lines, the 3rd line mentions, moreover the cost of solving or reducing traffic congestion is enormous. Like I told you previously that you have to find the key word. So traffic congestion, reducing traffic congestion was the keywords. So where you find it? Now the answer to this is, it is difficult because the cost is enormous. Enormous means big. So this was your first answer. Okay, then coming to your second part, the kind of pollution pointed out in the passage refers to. If you go through the passage, you will find it that it's just the air pollution they're talking about. So it's air. Next, the vehicles emit pollutants which affect environment badly. You don't even need to go to the paragraph to understand this. Next, there are dash consequences of increasing vehicular congestion. So you have to find the correct word in the given four options, and obviously it has to be something bad, right? In the negative sense, so it is adverse. Okay. Last, the synonym of ponder is, now synonym is something which is similar meaning. Okay, pondered basically means thinking, so the correct answer is consider. Okay, so we'll refer to another passage. This is regarding corona or COVID. So towards the end you get the questions. The first is, choose the correct option. The coronavirus was first identified in, this is a very obvious answer, it is China. Now the next is, name the countries most affected by COVID-19. See, this is not mentioned in the passage, so there's a chance that they might ask you some general knowledge questions in the passage as well, which might not be mentioned in the passage. So don't panic, this much so I think you know. So the answer to this is USA, India, France, Brazil, etc. You can mention 2 or 3 countries. Next is, state true or false. Loss of taste or smell is one of the more common symptoms of coronavirus. So this is true. Okay. What is the synonym of colossal? Now this means this might not even be given in the passage, so you have to have a good vocabulary to know the answer to this. So you should be reading more books, but chalo, abhi ke liye we have to manage somehow. So colossal means huge or enormous. Okay. Next is, give a suitable title to the passage. This is a very common or general question which we mostly get towards the end of a passage. So you can give any title you like. If it's to me, I would like to give it the title Corona, the Pandemic. So yeah, with this your second question is also done. So your third question will be based on pictures or your statistical data, bar graph, pie chart, histograms, and towards the end of it you will be asked multiple choice question or one word question or short answer type, like it is based on inference or analysis or evaluation. Now I'll be discussing 2 with you so you get an idea of how to go around it. Now you can see clearly that this is a pie chart question, so it's pretty easy. It is of 5 marks. What you have to do is they have given you a pie chart and you have to write an analytical paragraph using the information given in the chart. So you can start with mentioning that the given pie chart represents the amount of money spent by a family on different items in a month. Then you can analyze the pie chart and you can write that the clothes costed 19%, then the grocery costed 23%. Like, you can mention these things, and later you can add that the most of the expenses were on education, followed by clothes, and the least was on rent. So you have to write about 100 words, and it's pretty easy and you will score 5 marks. But make sure that because it is a paragraph, so you have to finish it within a one para only. You start one place and end one place, no changing of paragraphs in between. So this is an advertisement related question. Instead of pie chart, you can get this kind of a question. So this is so easy. You just have to go through whatever information is given, and later on the questions which are being asked, which is the cheapest flight to Thailand. So you go through the information and the answer is Indigo. Next is, what is the cashback offered on Standard Chartered Bank cards? So look for Standard Chartered bank cards, and the answer is 3,000 to 5,000 rupees. Next is, what is the fare on Air Asia flight to Thailand? Go and look for the Air Asia flight to Thailand, and the answer is 30,000 rupees. 30,000. Okay. Next, the Great Thailand airfare is valid till 30th December 2024. Then the last answer is, the Great Thailand airfare starts from 30th September 2024. So it's all common sense, I guess. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. With this, your section A comes to an end. Okay, so next is your section B, which is the grammar portion. Now, question number 4 is filling the blanks by using correct forms of verbs given in the brackets. So, we will start with this one passage. Now, it is very easy. You've done this in your previous classes as well. Now, my little brother is very naughty when he dashed back from school yesterday. So, from yesterday, you know that you have to write down the past forms of the verbs given. Okay, so what is the past form? Coming to the first blank. When he came back from school yesterday, he had torn his dress. We asked him how it had happened. He said he had quarreled with a boy. He had beaten him in a race and he had tried to push him. He had told the teacher, and so he had chased him, and he had fallen down and had torn his dress. So only the first clue you have to get that this is in past tense and the rest is easy. Another example I'll give you. This is slightly shorter than your previous example. So here it is mentioned, on a Sunday in the spring of 1981, Douglas Adams wrote a letter to Ken Welsh. In the letter he dash. Now from wrote, you know that this is also in past form. So thanks ka past form is thanked. He thanked Welsh for the book dash to him, sent to him, past form. He wrote about how he came to dash his views about the universe. Right. So that was easy. Your next question is regarding narration. This has a slight twist to it. Earlier you used to get just one sentence, matlab 3 in all, but now this is in a para form. So it's very easy. You have to rewrite each sentence, अलग से उसको indirect form में करिए and then साथ में लिखिए. So it's quite easy. Okay, let us consider the first example. Generally your sentences start like this. Karan said, comma, inverted comma, begin, I've got the keys. But यहाँ पे to just confuse you a little, उन्होंने said Karan towards the end mention किया है. But आप उसको वैसा ही assume करिए and when you change it, what will come? Karan said that he had got the keys. I can open the lock of the kitchen will change to he could open the lock of the kitchen. Last line. I want to eat something because I haven't eaten anything for a long time. So this will change into he wanted to eat something because he had not eaten anything for a long time. So here's another example for reported speech. I said to my friend, where are you going after the examination? This will change to I asked my friend where he was going after the examination. Okay. Next line is, my friend said, I have not yet decided. So this will change into, my friend replied that he had not yet decided. Next, I said to him, let us go to my village home together. So the last line is, I proposed to him that we should go to my village home together. It can be I proposed or I suggested to him that we should go to my village home together. So coming to question number 6, now this will be correcting the error question. Now see, you can get either spelling mistakes, okay, or mistake related to punctuation, right, or your mistake related to your tense, okay. Now let's see how this one goes. I entered, the spelling of entered is incorrect, so we have to correct that. The manager's office and sat down. Full stop. I had, past tense, right? So have will change into had. Just lost 500 rupees and I felt very upset. I leave the money in my desk. I left the money in my desk. I said, and it is not there now. The manger obviously is incorrect. It means something entirely different. We are supposed to correct this and write manager was very sympathetic, but he can do nothing. No, it will change into he could do nothing. Everyone loses money these days. So obviously these is incorrect. These days. He said he started start instead of start we have to write started to complain about this wicked world. So that's how it's done. Another example we'll go through. There are 4 errors indicated by numbers in the brackets in the following passage. Correct the errors and rewrite the corrected passage. Now, if you get this kind of a question, it gets a little easier for you because you know that in the given 4 parts of the paragraph you have to find 4 mistakes, so that's pretty easy, right? But in the previous example which we did, there we were supposed to randomly find the mistakes, but this is more precise. Okay, so the first part is Curiosity is the largest and most capable rover ever sent to Mars on NASA. We will read the complete sentence, and by this we know that Mars by NASA, not on NASA, right? So this is a mistake which we have found out. Next is it set out to answer the question, did Mars ever have the right environmental conditions to support small life forms called microbes? Sign of exclamation. So like I told you previously that there will be mistakes related to your punctuation as well. Now if you see that the initial sentence refers to a question, so अगर कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए उसके एंड में साइन ऑफ एक्सक्लेमेशन आएगा या क्वेश्चन मार्क राइट. सो यू हैव टू चेंज दिस साइन ऑफ एक्सक्लेमेशन इनटू क्वेश्चन मार्क. दिस इज योर सेकंड मिस्टेक. नेक्स्ट, अर्ली इन इट्स मिशन क्यूरियोसिटीज. Now the name Curiosity has been given to the rover, the robot. यहाँ पे Curiosities is incorrect. Curiosities आएगा but CURIOSITY''S. ठीक है. Curiosities, scientific tools found chemical and mineral evidence of past habitable environments in Mars. तो in Mars नहीं होगा, this will change to on Mars. Okay. And these were your 4 mistakes. Last line to will be correct. So if you get this kind of a passage, that's easier because आपको 4 parts of the passage में एक mistake ही निकालनी है for 4 marks each. So with this, your section B comes to an end. Now coming to section C, which is your writing skills, and this part of your paper is for 25 marks, which means this is pretty important stuff. And yeah, let's go. So your question number 7 is dialogue writing, but the twist this time is that instead of completing the blanks in dialogue writing, this time you're supposed to complete the dialogue, in the sense they will give you the initial lines of the dialogues and then you have to continue it. So it is easy considering that you get the freedom to write whatever you want to write, in the sense कि आप अपनी imagination से वो खुद कुछ correct और incorrect नहीं रहेगा, वैसा उस हिसाब से सही है. So for this I'll just go through one example which is also given in your solved paper or your model test in Narendra. So see here, the interview is going on and इसको आपने आगे कंटिन्यू करना है in 100 to 120 words. Like यहाँ आके रुका, okay Seema, tell me why you applied for the job of a teacher. So Seema has to answer. आपने लिखना है कि you have to give a reason that because it was my passion or because that was my aim in life, something like that you'll have to write. Then आपको assume करके ऐसे पूछना है कि इंटरव्यूअर उसके बाद उससे क्या पूछेगा. Obviously experience, about experience. Then Seema will tell that I have this experience. Then next question will be कोई भी general question like regard, obviously teaching का job है तो regarding students it can be asked. ऐसा करके आपको build up करना है conversation and you have to make sure कि 100 या 200 words का है. ठीक है. So ऐसा आएगा या तो you will get like the kind you used to get previously, वही blanks वाला. तो उसके बारे में I have already discussed in your previous video जो मैंने पहले बनाया था, तो इसमें I will not go in detail in that. अगर आपको उसके बारे में डाउट है तो you can go and watch my previous video. Next question is about your notice writing. Okay, now let us take an example of the question which you have gotten in your sample paper. Now I want to clarify one mistake which you people mostly make. Okay, अब यहाँ पे जैसे letter is given, so what you will do is mostly students try to like include everything which is given in the letter, but to be very honest, there's no point of mentioning anything from the letter because your notice has to be very precise, to the point. It has to be less than 50 words. Like, so जैसे if we consider this question itself, so what you have to do, on the top you have to write your institute ka name, next comes your notice in capital letters, then on your left side you will write the date, and then you leave a line and give the heading. Okay, now what can be a suitable heading for this notice? It can be donate generously or donate for a good cause. Okay, now next you will start writing. आप नहीं start करते I am a head boy and I am a head girl से. ओके, आप जनरली स्टार्ट करते हैं दिस इज़ टू इन्फॉर्म ऑल. व्हाट इज़ द पर्पस ऑफ अ नोटिस? टू गिव इन्फॉर्मेशन. सो आप ऐसा ही स्टार्ट करेंगे. इट विल बी दिस इज़ टू इन्फॉर्म ऑल टू डोनेट फॉर अ गुड कॉज to the Cancer Society of Kashmir, and then you can refer to this letter which is given here, that it will deem a gesture of kindness and generosity if students contribute to the cause of rendering help to the people of Jammu and Kashmir who are suffering from these diseases. The students may even request their parents to contribute generously towards the noble cause. खत्म इतना. इसके बाद obviously you always have to end with for more information contact the undersigned. Then on the left side ऊपर signature के लिए आप XYZ लिखेंगे because you never mention your name unless it is given to you in the question. यहाँ पे नहीं दिया गया है. And next line में capitals में you are supposed to write XYZ. मतलब नेम का हम जब बताते हैं कि कैपिटल्स में नेम के स्पेलिंग क्या है, एंड उसके नीचे यू हैव टू राइट द डेजिग्नेशन, लाइक पोजीशन क्या है. तो इफ़ यू आर अ बॉय राइट हेड बॉय, एंड इफ़ यू आर अ गर्ल राइट हेड गर्ल, एंड एनक्लोज दिस विद इन अ बॉक्स. दैट्स इट. इसमें लेटर में जो भी एड्रेस दिया है या वॉट एवर नेम इज़ मैंशनड, आपको इस पर कोई ध्यान नहीं देना है. ऑलराइट, आपको सिर्फ स्कूल इंस्टीट्यूट का नाम आपके क्वेश्चन में दिया गया है, सिर्फ उस पर ध्यान दीजिए. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आपको ये नीचे लेटर से बिल्कुल भी कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. ठीक है, ये आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए ही इन्होंने इतना लंबा लेटर मेंशन किया, बट इसका आप नोटिस में ज़्यादा कुछ मेंशन नहीं करेंगे. नो एड्रेस, नो डेजिग्नेशन और नो नेम फ्रॉम दिस. ओके, next let us come to your message writing. Now in this also I want to specifically mention something. I've generally seen that जब जैसे यहाँ पे the question is read the following notes from the notepad of Shri Ramnath, principal of secondary school Ramnagar, about his observations on student attendance. He asks his assistant to draft a message on his behalf for the class representatives and the staff secretary. Now what children generally do is towards the end वो mention कर देते हैं assistant. ये भी is done to confuse you. आपको assistant या किसी और का कोई जिक्र ही नहीं करना है. Who is the person in authority? नाम जिसका मेंशन किया प्रिंसिपल. आपके जो भी मैसेज या कोई ऑफिशियल मैसेज जब आपको लिखना होता है वो पर्सन इन अथॉरिटी के थ्रू ही जाते हैं, तो वहाँ पे हमेशा नीचे नाम आपके प्रिंसिपल या वाइस प्रिंसिपल या वैसा कोई अगर मेंशन है उससे जाएगा. आपको कभी भी असिस्टेंट मेंशन नहीं करना है, असिस्टेंट का नाम मेंशन नहीं करना है. वो सिर्फ कन्वे करने के लिए होते हैं मैसेज, उनका नाम कहीं पे भी मेंशन नहीं होता है. रिमेंबर दिस. नाउ अगर इस क्वेश्चन की बात करें, सो दिस इज़ द फॉर्मेट. On top you will be writing message, then you will leave a line, and then on the left hand side you will mention the date and the time, and then leave a line, and then you will mention कि message किसके लिए है. Now if we read the question, it is for the class representatives and the staff secretary. You can start writing that this is to inform all. अब जो भी आपको यहाँ पे पॉइंट्स दिए हैं उसी को एलॉबरेट करना है, आप एक्स्ट्रा कुछ भी नहीं लिखेंगे. ठीक है, दिस इज़ टू इन्फॉर्म ऑल. अब देखो आप किसी को मैसेज दे रहे हो एंड दिस इज़ रिगार्डिंग अ मीटिंग. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज़ मीटिंग. अगर आप किसी को बुला रहे हो, सो फॉर दैट यू हैव टू मेंशन अ स्पेसिफिक टाइम, अ स्पेसिफिक प्लेस एंड अ स्पेसिफिक डे. कीप दैट इन माइंड. सो यहाँ पे पहले तो आप मेंशन करेंगे दैट द रीजन ऑफ द मीटिंग इज दिस, बट देन यू विल मेंशन दैट द मीटिंग विल बी हेल्ड in the principal's office today or tomorrow at whatever time, okay, at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or during lunch break. And towards the end आपने लिखना होता है कि किसका मैसेज है. So like I mentioned before, you have to mention what is the name, Shri Ramnath, and नीचे लिखेंगे principal, right, and then you'll enclose this within a box. इसमें भी आपको बहुत ज़्यादा स्टोरीज नहीं लिखनी है. रिमेंबर दैट द फॉर्मेट ऑफ नोटिस एंड मैसेज आप बहुत कंफ्यूज कर देते हैं. यू फाइंड इट वेरी सिमिलर बट इट इज़ नॉट सिमिलर. तो दोनों को ध्यान से प्रैक्टिस करना, बिकॉज क्वेश्चन कोई भी आए फॉर्मेट विल रिमेन द सेम. सो प्लीज पे अटेंशन ऑन द फॉर्मेट एंड रट लो भैया ये. नाउ कमिंग टू योर क्वेश्चन नंबर 10, this will be your letter. A good thing for you is that you will get a choice, and most probably it will be a formal letter and an informal letter. So agar to if you have difficulty learning the format of your formal letter, अगर आप confused होते हैं कि सर कहाँ आएगा, सब्जेक्ट कहाँ आएगा, so you can switch to informal letter. आप easily informal letter choose कर सकते हैं. Now regarding your letters also I have mentioned in my previous video, इससे पहला जो वीडियो है you can refer to that. यहाँ पे मैं आपको ऐसे जनरल I can let you know that major difference जो आपको एक नज़र में ही देखते पता चलता है, that is your subject, okay. And so yeah, आप इसको लर्न कर लें. दिस इज़ योर फॉर्मेट फॉर योर फॉर्मल लेटर. इन केस अगर आपको कोई एडिटर का लेटर आता है या किसी और लाइक इंस्पेक्टर या वैसा करके, तो आप यहाँ पे जैसे जहाँ प्रिंसिपल लिखा है उसकी जगह आपको सिर्फ एडिटर लिखना है, ठीक है, या जो भी मेंशन्ड पर्सन है वो. हम स्टार्ट हमेशा एग्जामिनेशन हॉल से करते हैं बिकॉज दैट इज़ वेयर यू आर राइटिंग द लेटर फ्रॉम व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग इन योर एग्जाम. सो या and towards the end, to be on the safer side, always end with yours sincerely. And इससे पहले you can write thanking you in anticipation, because whenever you write a formal letter, it's mostly regarding some request which you want the other person to consider. So इसलिए towards the end हम already उसको anticipation में thank you कर रहे हैं कि हमने जो भी request किया है that person will consider it and do it in our favor. So this is about your informal and formal letter, which is of 5 marks. Now coming to your next question, instead of essay and speech, mostly in your new pattern we are getting your paragraph writing or your article writing, but there's a slight chance that you might still get a speech. अब आपको जनरली तो पता ही है कि essay you know you have been writing I think all your life, उसका 300 to 350 words का होता है. No specific कोई format का वैसा नहीं है. Coming to your speech, that also we have done a lot, like you know the format for the speech, and it has to be for your 150 to 200 words, okay. Then next is your article writing. इसका format भी I've made you do, and you can consult your copy grammar notebook, और यहाँ पे मैंने यहाँ mention किया है, ऐसा है आपका article writing. मेरे अकॉर्डिंग आई थिंक दैट इफ़ यू गेट एन ऑप्शन यू शुड ऑलवेज गो फॉर योर पैराग्राफ राइटिंग, बिकॉज इट्स द सिंपलेस्ट. 100 वर्ड्स का है, 150 वर्ड्स का है, कितना भी है, देर इज़ नो स्पेसिफिक फॉर्मेट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. इट्स ईजी. आपको आइडिया बॉक्स दिया है, वॉट यू हैव टू डू इज जस्ट रिमेंबर टू राइट डाउन द टाइटल ऑफ द पैराग्राफ, एंड उसके बाद आपने एक जगह से शुरू करना है, एंड उसके बीच में कोई ब्रेक नहीं मारना है, इन द सेंस कि यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज पैराग्राफ्स. यू स्टार्ट वन प्लेस एंड देन यू एंड वन प्लेस, बीच में कोई ब्रेक नहीं लेंगे. यू विल नॉट चेंज पैराग्राफ्स. पैराग्राफ राइटिंग इटसेल्फ मीन्स यू हैव टू राइट इन वन सिंगल पैरा. दिस इज फॉर योर 5 marks. You'll get a choice, and my suggestion for you is that either go for paragraph writing or maybe go for article writing if you can remember the format. That's also easy to remember. You have to write the title. In the second line you have to mention by who is writing the title. If the name is mentioned in the question, great. If not, then you have to write by XYZ. Then you have to remember to write an article in 3 paragraphs. 3 paragraph में आएगा, okay. Coming next is your story writing. This is new for JK board people. This is something new, and this carries 6 marks, which is a lot. So in this, what you have to do is, you might get it in 2 different ways. One might be that you will be given an opening of a story, आपको introduction दिया जाएगा story का, and then you have to think of an appropriate plot. आपको खुद से ही you have to imagine and you have to write the rest of the story. ठीक है, जैसे यहाँ पे दिया गया है. दिस इज़ एन एग्जाम्पल. इनिशियली आपको स्टोरी बताइए, उसको आगे आप कंप्लीट करेंगे इन 200 to 250 वर्ड्स. देखा जाए इट इज़ ईजी बिकॉज यू हैव द फ्रीडम टू यूज योर इमेजिनेशन एंड एंड द स्टोरी वॉट एवर वे यू वॉन्ट टू. वन थिंग इज़ दिस, एंड द अदर वे यू माइट गेट दिस इज़ दैट आपके जो बहुत फेमस स्टोरीज है जैसे हिरन द टॉर्टोइज या पुराने मॉरल वाले स्टोरीज जो हैं, यू माइट ऑल्सो गेट दो स्टोरीज. उसमें आइडिया बॉक्स दिया होगा एंड यू हैव टू elaborate on that. 200-250 words में लिखना है. So yes, this carries 6 marks. This is also no big deal. आपको खुद से लिखना है, कुछ ऐसे रटने वाला इसमें नहीं है. So yeah, this is also scoring question for you. But yes, remember that you have to mention the title. याद रखना, whatever question you have, be it your paragraph, your passage, your article, your this story, always remember to mention the title on top. That's very important. Now your last section is section D, and it is the literature part, and it carries 30 marks. So this is the most scoring part of your paper, and the only part of the paper that you can actually prepare for, because बाकी वाले जो भी sections है वो on the spot कुछ भी आ सकता है, but literature part वो है जो आप learn करके जाते हैं. You have done this in class and you have like ये आपने करा हुआ है. ये marks 30 आपके अपने हाथ में है. Question number 13, the first part is you will be given 5 questions from your prose section. Okay, and you have to do any 3 of 3 marks each. 9 marks का ये पार्ट है. ओके, सो आपको अपने प्रो सेक्शन के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स लर्न करने हैं एंड 3 मार्क्स के होंगे. 5 में से यू गेट द चॉइस, आपको कोई भी 3 करना है. सो इट्स प्रिटी सिंपल. ओके, आई नो मैनी ऑफ यू जिनको लॉन्ग वॉक टू फ्रीडम बहुत ड्राई लगता है, सो यू माइट जस्ट गो थ्रू इट, रीड आउट कर लेना, बट बाकी चैप्टर्स काइंडली लर्न प्रॉपरली सो दैट यू कैन स्कोर वेल. So the good part about this for you is that you might not have to learn the character sketches, but I would still suggest that go through the character sketches just in case अगर आपको इन 5 में से किसी एक क्वेश्चन में character sketch आ भी जाए, so you will be able to write something at least. Now the next part for you is your poetry section, right? And I will still suggest that you learn all the names of all the poets of the poems and even the writers, just to be on the safer side, because we can never be sure अगर आपका पुराने format का कोई question आ गया, so we don't want to like miss out on the marks. So yeah, do learn those. 10 poems हैं and 10 poets के नाम है, so it's not very difficult. And so again in this, the poetry section, you will again have 5 questions of 3 marks each. इसमें से आपको 3 parts करने हैं कोई. So this is again for 9 marks. So for this I would suggest, जो आपको summaries कराई हैं poem की, you will have to read those out, right? And the question answers which you've been made to do, you have to learn those, because you might get questions related to your poetic devices and the other questions which you have done in your poetry section. So in case still if you have any doubts regarding the poems, kindly watch the videos which I have made on almost all the poems except a few. So yeah, I hope those help you out. Now question number 15 is long type answer, and this is from your short story section. Okay, short story section, this will be having 3 parts, जिसमें से you have to do any one, and it is of 6 marks, which means it is like important question. So for this आपको short story के character sketches prepare करने हैं, और any question related to your irony or theme which you have done in your short story, आपको वो वाले questions करने हैं, which means obviously long type answer आ रहा है. Now coming to the last question of your paper, you will have 2 parts and you have to do 1 question. This is from your play, The Proposal. So for this you have to prepare your character sketches and the theme related questions, the questions related to your quarrel, first quarrel and the second quarrel. So irony का भी देख सकते हैं. So yeah, this also carries 6 marks and this is also important. and so this is all about your paper. This paper is better than your previous pattern. Why? Because you don't have to write a lot. Most of the questions are multiple choice questions, so it is easier for you. You have the freedom to like use your imagination for a number of answers, be it dialogue writing, be it story writing. So it's better that ways. So please don't worry, even if this is a new pattern paper, but I know that you'll be able to do very well. Just don't stress about it. So yeah, all the best. I hope you have an amazing exam and you score the best and you make your parents proud. Yeah, God bless you. Love your parents and stay happy. Thank you.